Hey, YouTubers, Mike Wendland here. And yep, I've got my headphones on and we got the microphone because we're going to do a special interview today with a very special person. She is a favorite on our roadtrekking.com blog because she writes the RV recipes reports once, twice a week. Man, there has been some good eating over the past couple of years. Thanks to our very special guest today. You know her. It is Mary Jane Curry. And Mary Jane joins us right now from her RV in California. Hi, Mary Jane.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me on.
Well, you look absolutely fantastic, as they say. Now, I should point out to everybody that what we're going to do today is Mary Jane is going to give us a list of some of the must-have items that every RVer should have in their galley. I also want to apologize for my voice because I came down with a cold this morning, but we had this interview scheduled and I did not want to miss it. So we are going to have Mary Jane kind of walk through the things that are most used and the best advice that we can get from Mary Jane about the things we should have in our RV. So Mary Jane, take it away. What's the first thing that comes to mind that every RVer should have in their RV gallery?
Mike, the first thing I think of and that I use quite frequently are measuring cups. It's always been frustrating to me to have dry cups and wet cups and no cups or only two-thirds of your set present when you need to measure these things for baking and cooking. And I found something that's really nifty and I love it. It's measuring cup set. It's actually bound in the back so they stay together. You don't lose the cup you use all the time. And they are collapsible and they're silicone. There's a measurement on them for liquid. If you fill the cup just to the bottom of the black rim, that is an accurate cup for liquid measurement. If you fill it to the top of the red at the very top, and most people swipe off with a knife with sugar and flour and things like that, that's always a good idea. But that is your dry measurement. So you get four measurements, the most typical, 1/4, a third, a half, and a cup, but it's good for dry and for wet. And they collapse all the way down.
Boy,
So
that makes it so easy because those
so
other
easy.
cups take up so much room and they bang around and make noise, and
Right.
these don't.
These don't. And you can even hang them. That has a little place where you can hang it. So if you use it all the time, which I'm baking every day, then you may even want to hang them up rather than pull them out of a drawer. But this is really nifty.
Now we'll put links on the description below. If you when folks are on the video and they watch us, in the description below in the type part there, I'll put links to all these products on Amazon that Mary Jane is showing us, so you don't have to worry. Well, Mary Jane, what's next? What else do you suggest?
Okay. Well, that same set comes with measuring spoons, and it goes the typical 1/4, 1/2, 1 teaspoon, and a tablespoon. So those are wonderful for the dry measurements for the smaller items, and they collapse on themselves like the other, and they're permanently attached. So I must have quite a few sets of measuring cups and measuring spoons, but I'm always missing the ones that I use most frequently. Somehow they end up like the socks in the dryer that don't come out together. So I really like these, and I would highly recommend them, and they're a great value.
All right, and again, we'll put links up. You kind of look like you're doing a Tupperware party here. Let's see what those other items are.
All right. Now, KitchenAid has always been my favorite for can openers. I like the hand crank can openers rather than the electric, whether I'm in the rig or in the house. It's always my favorite. It's dependable and it works, has good warranties. This one is a cute color too. It's kind of a teal, and it's ergonomic. So it's a little padded when you're turning it. So if you have a little arthritis, which I don't have at this point or anything like that, but it's comfortable. Whether you have any issues with arthritis or not, it's still a very comforting type feeling, comfortable. And it's got a good grip.
All right, good grip, can opener. We all need those things.
Good grip.
Next
The
up.
next,
Oh,
the next thing is a good chef knife. So I know not everyone considers themselves a chef, or they're a home cook, or they're cooking intermittently. But actually, you can do so much more if you have a good knife. And this one is low weight. It's stainless steel, but it almost feels like titanium. It's very comfortable. It's a 7-inch blade. I'm kind of short. I'm only 5'2.5". So some other people may want an 8-inch blade if they're taller. But for me, I have a good grip here. If you have a good grip, you're always going to be safe because you're in control of the knife. And that's a real important thing to do. Chef knife is used for almost everything except for paring like an apple or something like that, or for slicing bread. Usually people use a serrated knife, but actually this one actually cuts the bread also. So I wouldn't use it for my paring knife.
well, when you
Unless,
when you see a knife like that, how well does that stay sharp? I mean, do you have to have a whetstone or something to sharpen them with, or does that hold its edge for some time? It's not something that you have to worry about all the time.
that's a good question. So far, I haven't had to sharpen this knife at all. It somewhat self-sharpens, and it has the little grooves in here. Like those have been popular in knife styles for about 8 years. It seems to help, but it's also made of one piece. It's not a handle and then a blade with a separate insert and screws and all that. This whole thing is all one piece, and it was actually a very good value.
All right, so a chef's knife, and pretty much get by with everything except pairing with that. All right,
Right.
next up.
Okay. Next, collapsible bowls. We've converted our armoire into a pantry and also for kitchen tools and equipment that I use frequently. And we're using the side cabinets for our e-bags and clothes. But regardless of where you're storing your things, space is always an issue for people, and they get concerned. And what I found that works for me and makes it easier to cook and do things are collapsible bowls. So this is a 9 quart, and that's gonna work well for making a salad, mashed potatoes, a stew, a bowl of fruit. I mean, this is a very versatile size and easily collapses once you're done to
What is that?
the end.
What is that made of? And do you have to worry about BPH or whatever that stuff is?
Oh, that's a good question. It is, it's free of all those bad things and PABA and things like that. You can actually use this in the freezer, the microwave, the refrigerator. So it's safe silicone type material, and it's readily collapsible. It's got firm sides around the edges, and it also has little places where you could hang it if you choose to. Um, but it's only taking up an inch when you collapse it down, and it's very universal.
All
You
right,
could get away with one or two of those.
all right. That's really handy. That collapsible stuff. So I still
Yeah,
didn't get. Was that made of plastic or kind of a rubbery material?
they're like a rubbery material that all the collapsibles, including the measuring cups, are made out of. But they're all the PABA free and things like that. They're they're not dangerous. They're all food safe compatible,
Okay. All right.
and they're compatible with microwave and fridge and oven. So along the same line is rectangular collapsibles. This it's a 4-piece set, and in addition to being collapsible, you can bring it up just partially to where you need it. So if you're only putting some toppings or some nuts or seeds or something like that, you may not need the full volume of it. If you put it in the microwave, it has a little vent, and the vent pushes up so that you don't end up with any problems at all. They all wash really well, and they snap down, and it comes in a set of 4. So the set, 10 ounce, 18 ounce. This is 26 ounce. And then this is the largest one of the set, 43 ounces. And I'll open that one up too. Okay, so this, it's the size of a meatloaf or a large pumpkin bread, or you could put anything in these. You could put dry steel cut oats in it, anything that you need. And you can close them down to a small compartment also. The reason I like the rectangular is it's not taking up as much space in the RV. You can put a lot more rectangular things versus the round. But I wouldn't be without the bowl.
Wow, those are good. And I would imagine you could store individual servings for, you could make lunches or dinners and keep those like that, throw it in the freezer so you could have stuff with you that's already prepared that you just have to take out of the microwave or put in the oven.
Exactly. And what I recommend is, using some masking tape or regular tape and a permanent marker, put what's inside the container and the date, because we forget after we open them or put them in the freezer. Has it been 3 months? Has it been 2 months? And so that can be a problem. The food would still be okay to eat, but it'll lose its taste beyond its recommended storage times.
Do you make many meals in advance and take them with you as you travel, or do you tend to just make all your meals in the RV itself?
That's a good question also, and I would say that I make at least 4 or 5 items in advance, and I can make multiple servings. I can put them in these type of containers or Ziplocs in the Ziploc freezer bag. Same method. I would use a permanent marker on that, give it the date and the year and what's inside of it, burp the air out, put it in the freezer. They compact down the same as these containers to a very small area, even though our freezers are all small. Those Ziplocs and these collapsibles don't take up much room. And you mentioned meals, the same setup here with the collapsible is actually being able to put I use this for the leftovers. So if I've made chicken and potatoes and some broccoli or something like that, I'm going to make more than I need. So a day or 2 from now when we're in the RV, we can have it for lunch or dinner, and they're totally separated and in one container.
Now I want to point out to everybody again, if people are just tuning in as we're doing this, I will put descriptions and links on Amazon where you can go and you can pick up all of these products that Mary Jane is showing us. And I guess, Mary Jane, one of the neat things about that is making your meals in advance, carrying them in those collapsible containers like that. Besides saving the storage space, that means you have more time to enjoy RVing because you've already made your meals ahead of time.
Exactly. That's the goal, is to get out there and go for a hike, enjoy the ocean, enjoy doing a craft outside, reading a book, whatever you want to do. It gives you the time to do it, to have the right equipment and a few tips. It makes it a lot easier for all of us when we're out there, and it tastes good. You're not eating fast food on the run, getting more sodium and less nutritional value from the foods. the way they're prepared or and all. So, and you get lower fat, and you can control. You're in control of this. So no matter what your diet program is or your medical program is, or even if you're unrestricted, you're still getting a lot better quality, and the value is tremendous. I don't know if I should be telling all of you because you may beat me to the line, but if you have a Vons near you, the butcher knows me now, and I always go at 2 o'clock when he sets out the meats and chicken and pork. And I'm sorry if some of you are vegetarians. I do like vegetarian foods also, but this is a bargain section, so my emphasis is more on the bargain. So I get 30% off on the things that are in the manager special, and if it looks good and it's within its expiration date, I can't tell the difference, and I'm a personal chef. Yeah. So I like that 30% off. And from restaurant meals, I would imagine preparing your own food, you're going to save at least 60%, or if you're going to something other than fast food, even more than that.
Now, was that a certain place that you said that you did that?
I go to Vons. And
Vons, V-O-N. I think that's a West Coast chain. I don't see that around the rest of the country too much, but that's out in the West Coast.
Well, probably other markets do the same type thing. They can only keep food out for a certain number of days, and their bakery items they actually put out for $1. But I make my own baked goods, so yes. I am picky about that. I do like fresh baked goods.
All right. So what else do you have for us?
Okay, let me show you. I need to stand up for this and show you how great the next 2 items are.
Let's take a look. What's that you're holding now?
Okay, this is a dish strainer, but I use it for other things too. And it's fabulous. It rolls up, and we stick it right on the outside of the shower door, outside the bathroom. So when I need it to drain dishes, or what I actually love it for, it extends the counter. So now I have useful space over the sink, and it will take temperatures over 350, 400 degrees. So you can put your hot pans straight on there. If you have a buffet or you have a few people that you're getting together with, you instantly have a longer counter, and you can use it for draining dishes if you like, and things like that too. But I thought that was really nifty to have something that rolls up, compresses into a really small space, and then fits right across the galley, right in the magazine rack. The other thing I have that I like, and I actually have 3 of these. These are also called dish draining racks, or dish draining silicone pads. And they're slightly elevated where you see the difference in the pattern. And these are fabulous. They have the same heat resistance that I just talked about in the other product. And so I can use them as a hot pad, or put it on top of my stovetop. It fits exactly over the stovetop. And now I wouldn't put something that was 350 degrees on it because of glass, but you have a buffer there now, and that's really useful to be able to have extension for dish draining, or putting something that's not overly hot on top and not worrying about your glass top. So these are nifty.
All right. Well, Mary Jane, we have had a great time doing this video. I know you'll get lots of feedback from it, and we will put again links to all of these products so that you can then our viewers can then go and check them out and order them if they want. And let's have you back for another video, and maybe we'll do a start to finish recipe that somebody can make, because I think what I love hearing you say is how much healthier it is, how much better the food is, how much more economical it is to make your own food in the RV. Mary Jane Curry, you've been a delight. Thank you for being with us today, direct from your RV in California.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Mary Jane. And I hope you guys enjoyed that video. We'll try and do more with Mary Jane. Maybe, like I said, do an actual cooking demo sometime now that we're able to do these kind of hookups through Skype with people around the country. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a regular subscriber, I want to direct your attention to the community tab up above. Again, excuse my voice. I've got this cold, this laryngitis that I can't seem to shake. I feel a lot better than I sound. But anyway, there's a community tab up there, and it's kind of like a social media aspect of YouTube where we can have a running dialogue on various comments and different videos that we've posted. Would love to have you jump in and weigh in on some of the topics we talk about there in the community tab. And for all of you, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. We would love to have you be a part of it. There's a little bell icon once you've subscribed. If you click that, you can then arrange to have yourself notified every time we have a new video online. And we're putting 2 and sometimes 3 videos up every week. I'm Mike Wendland. I want to thank you for watching. Again, please subscribe to our RV Lifestyle channel right here on YouTube. Bye-bye.